So 0 to 44k cash collected in 30 days with a high ticket coaching offer. So I'm going to run you through the whole document, the whole process, everything we implemented into Johnny's coaching business for him to go from 0 to 44k in a single month in December, actually last December, and then also exactly what he'd done for a few weeks later to collect 10k in a single day. And the thing is, from November the 5th to December the 5th, it was actually a 55k cash collected month, but just to make it easier, just to show proof, it was a 44k cash collected month from the 1st of December to the 31st of December. So basically a 55k, but we'll just go with 44k. So if you don't already know who I am, my name is Aaron, and I run a growth partner agency that helps online service-based businesses and coaches scale with the likes of content, ads, and setters. So in this case study, I'm going to be breaking down how we help Johnny scale his coaching offer from 0 to 44k in a single month with an audience of under 8k followers. And he's at 8k followers now at the time of recording this video. But YouTube's 2.5k subs, Instagram's around 6k, but he still scaled to like multiple six figures with an audience of like 3-4k, 2k YouTube subs. So this is all with an audience size under 10k. So it just goes to show you don't really need a huge audience, you don't need to go viral. As long as you've got a tight-knit audience who really understand who you are, understand your offer and actually resonate with you, and they're qualified, and I'll show you how you can actually build a qualified audience so you can actually reach 20, 30, 40k a month with a following of, let's say, 1 to 3k followers on Instagram and a couple hundred subscribers on YouTube, okay? Because you don't need to go viral, and I'll kind of show you exactly how that actually works. In this exact process, allowed us to book 3 to 6 calls every single day, and I'll run you through the exact script, frameworks, and the way we're actually finding these people to DM, the way we're driving attention to his offer and actually his page, because you need to start conversations in order to actually get people on a call, and the way in which we do that is through content, and then actually building up a qualified audience, following a script framework, and then booking them on a call. So everything with the green is a sales call. So this is 15 to 16 calls in a single week. Obviously he's had more, he's had less on this. And then also, this is the exact same process that allowed him to collect 10.1k in a single day. So I've created, visual representations and actually breaking down the funnel into 3 sections so you can kind of implement something straight after watching this video. And a few things that I just want to make clear before I actually start talking about the process. You don't need a huge audience to attain similar results with your own offer. As I said before, you don't need to go viral. You don't need more than 10k followers. You can do this, you can earn 40, 50k a month with an audience under 10k, and that would be on Instagram and YouTube combined. You don't need to go viral or pump out viral worthy content and play to the algorithm to actually see results. If your business is relying on organic content to scale, and let's say you have a B2C offer, you're selling to consumers, then this maybe doesn't apply to you. But if you have a B2B coaching offer, you don't need to go viral and play to the algorithm to actually, see results. And the reason why it works for, let's say, B2C is if you're going viral, you can sell to, let's say, mass market. But for example, for Johnny, he's targeting life insurance agents, which in my opinion, I think is quite a niche topic. I'm from Scotland, he's from the US, and the US does have some different sort of like niches and stuff like that, especially for like life insurance. So it is a more niched down kind of thing. So going viral for him would give him an unqualified audience, and he'd be kind of creating content, posting stories to people mass market who actually don't really qualify for his offer. Okay, so if you're offering a B2B offer, you don't going viral shouldn't really be something you desire for your business, okay? And just make sure that your offer is proven and your messaging is dialed in. So if you've got a proven offer, you've already got a few sales, let's say you've got a case study that you can leverage, like how I'm leveraging this case study right now, and your messaging as well. So basically the way you talk to the prospects, the way you give your messaging across. If that's dialed in, you can scale to these numbers with 1 to 3k followers and your whole audience, as I said before. And just some proof, I took the screenshot the other day, 6.3k followers on Instagram. This whole time he was kind of under 5k. He's recently just kind of took off with followers, but 6.3k followers on Instagram and then 2.6k followers on YouTube. So before me and Johnny actually started working together, I actually reached out to him and started working. He was posting raw, unfiltered videos. He didn't really have a coaching offer, but he was still helping life insurance agents in his space. He was getting them into a Facebook group, and he would kind of get on calls with them. There would be a community, but it wasn't like a proven coaching offer. Let's say one-on-one coaching, group coaching every single week. There wasn't any kind of structure to it. And his main source of income was actually from his sales job, selling insurance, and it wasn't really his personal brand or his coaching offer. He was just kind of building things up, creating his own Facebook group, and actually getting his name out there in the life insurance space. So I kind of helped him out with that, with the YouTube organic stuff. And here is what it looked like. So 100 views, ranging from 100 to 400 views per video. Very raw and filtered. That's just him walking about, making content for life insurance agents. And this is specifically for you, and this will work for you if you are offering a high ticket coaching service, or let's say, an agency service, but you can't really seem to convert your audience. You're also relying on organic content to scale your business, as I said before, and you're also struggling to actually build trust with your audience and implement nurturing mechanisms for your audience to actually convert. Also, if you don't really have a scalable and predictable content system to actually acquire high ticket clients that are coming to you inbound, so messaging you and DMing you for your services, and most likely they're pre-sold when they actually come inbound because they've been through all of your content. So we've been working together from the complete start of his coaching business, and we've helped him scale all the way up from 0 to 20 plus high ticket clients in a very short time period. This is him telling me he's got 2 clients so far for the coaching offer, and now he's at 20 high ticket clients. His goal was 20 clients. He reached 20 clients with this exact system. So I'm going to break it down into 3 different sections. I'll also obviously break down some visuals so you can implement this exact system into your own coaching or service business to see similar results. And this funnel is what every single high ticket coach is doing right now. If you've even bought, let's say, a coaching program, there's a high likelihood that you've already been through this funnel yourself, but you maybe just don't know it. So it's broken down into 3 sections: top of funnel, middle of funnel, and the bottom of funnel. So the top of funnel is ads, making sure your profile is optimized. Middle of funnel is YouTube long form, reels, short form content, obviously, posting stories, starting conversations, retargeting ads. And then the bottom of funnel is conversations, lead magnets, and inbound DMs. And I'm going to walk through extremely in depth each section here. So the top of funnel is where we're going to implement our ads, okay? And here's actually the framework you can use for these top of funnel ads. And the goal or outcome of these top of funnel ads is just to get profile visits and to start conversations within about your offer and kind of who you are. So you're going to create 2 top of funnel ads, and you're going to structure it like this. So you're going to start off the video with a hook, which is going to call out your ideal client. So for example, for Johnny, it could be, are you a life insurance agent struggling to scale to 15k a month? You're down in the ground, kind of generating your own leads. Well, here's 3 ways I actually overcame this and scaled to 50k a month with my insurance business, generating my own leads. That's a very simple framework. You're calling out your ideal client, you're giving value and building authority, and then asking them to drop a follow and go through some of your past content. So if you can see here, are you ideal client struggling with the problem you solve? So you just directly call them out. So when they're scrolling, they're like, oh, that is exactly me. Let's see what this guy's page is. Let's see what if I can get any more value from his page. And then the value is just give the person watching a reason to follow you. Okay, so for example, here are 3 steps I implemented to scale my life insurance business to 40k a month in 90 days without buying leads from a lead vendor. Number 1, number 2, number 3. And then in here, you can also make yourself an authority by talking about your own adversities and how you done it as the coach yourself. And then next is just a CTA. Drop me a follow, go for some of my past content, where I go more in depth on this point here. So what they'll do is they'll drop him a follow, and if your hook is correct, you're calling out your ideal client properly, you're like qualifying in the ad creative, every single follow you're going to get is going to be off your ideal client whose problem you can solve. And a couple of bonus points to follow here is just make your ads hyper specific to your ideal client. If you're calling out the wrong sort of client and your messaging isn't dialed in, the whole system essentially breaks, because you're going to be reaching out for people who don't qualify for your offer, who have no idea what the niche is about, financially unqualified for your offer, and it's just a waste of time. Example, just dial in your messaging, and the way in which you do that is just learn to speak your prospect's language. And I know I can just say, oh, dial in your message and speak your prospect's language, but the way in which you actually do this is you can interview current and past clients and dive deep into their pain points and what exactly got them to sign up, and go more in depth on that. So you could create them a questionnaire sheet, ask them about their problems, what goal did they have in mind when they signed up with you as a coach, and then you understand your ideal client. And it's best to just interview current or past clients, because these are people who have already bought from you. So if you can create content for this sort of person, you're just gonna create a bank of ideal clients who actually want to buy from you. Okay. And then highlight the pain points and go over how you overcame this yourself. This just adds some authority. He's done it himself. Just makes it way more likely that they're actually going to trust you. And here's a visual representation. So if you're stuck at 10K buying leads, watch this video, okay? Everyone who's stuck at 10K in their insurance business buying leads, it's going to be like, oh, this is me. I'm going to drop a follow and see, if this guy can solve my problem. So running follower ads, profile visit ads behind these pieces of content, which leads to a bank in his audience of ideal clients. And this is probably around 6,000 ideal clients who are qualified to buy his offer. It's an extremely high ticket offer, okay? And you might be thinking, well, I could do this organically, so why would you pay for attention? Why would you pay for followers instead of just generating it organically? And a big point here is just having a predictable source of qualified leads coming in every single day. The key here is, not to hand your revenue of your business to the algorithm, because one, it's unpredictable and it's not so secure. If you're relying on an algorithm, you can't predict how many leads. But the key here is just not to make viral worthy content, because it won't actually lead to much sales, especially if you're running a B2B high ticket coaching offer. Again, you could try to go viral and play to the algorithm with your content, but it's not as powerful as just having a qualified audience of, let's say, 1,000 to 5,000 people who are qualified for your service. And 9 times out of 10, when you do actually go viral, the audience you reach is unqualified anyway. Like, you may be thinking, well, Johnny's got, let's say, 8K followers in his whole kind of ecosystem from Instagram to YouTube, and he's making 44K every single month and inevitably 7 figures with his coaching offer. And you might be wondering, well, I know another coach that has 30K followers and he's only making 10K a month. And this is exactly why those two are kind of different. Because let's say coach 1, 5K people in his audience making 40K a month. This is Johnny, okay? And then there's another coach with 50K making, or the same amount, but he's got 10x the audience, because he was trying to play to the algorithm and he didn't have a predictable source of qualified leads. And he was making viral worthy content and tapping into an audience that wasn't his ideal client. Okay, so you may have 50K, but he may only have 6,000 within that 50K who are actually qualified for his offer and financially qualified, want his problem or his ideal client. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. And again, having a predictable source of qualified leads, and I kind of, went through this, but in my opinion, actually generating the followers is the easiest part of the process. All you really need is some cash flow, and all you do is just click boost on the ad. But for organic, all you can do is just add some hooks, make sure your content looks good. So if your top of funnel is dialed in and you're easily getting followers, which should be super simple, follow the framework that I gave out, you need to implement this middle of funnel process. This is probably the biggest factor that played for him scaling to 44K in a single month. And the middle funnel, okay, so I'll walk through this right now. And this is lead nurture. So you've got the leads from the follower ads, you've called it your ideal client, you've given them some value. Now it's time to actually nurture these leads. And the lead nurturing process can either take, let's say, 3 months, 12 months, 1 week. It's just a matter of time before they actually go and binge your content. So how do we get cold followers who don't really know who you are, to trustworthy buyers sending you thousands of dollars through the internet after a call, or maybe DM close, okay? So the whole objective is to get the new leads from Instagram over to YouTube to consume your long form content as quick as humanly possible. Okay, so we pay for the audience, we funnel them over to YouTube. And the way in which you do this is really simple. Link your YouTube content in your bio. For example, I'll probably link this case study video within my bio, so when followers do come onto my page, they can see I've helped scale a coach like them to 44k a month, and they'll click on that, and now that's then funneled into the YouTube. Next is stories. So you either just link a piece of content in your story and they can go click on that, and then also DM conversations too. So let's say someone's not ready to book a call after they've had a DM conversation. What you do is just send them to your YouTube. Here's some free value, and I'll talk about how you can do this in the DM process framework. But in the middle of funnel, there's 2 to 3 sales assets you actually need to scale, and the rest is kind of just to add onto that lead nurture. Okay, so what sales assets do you actually need? So overall, Johnny posts around 2 to 3 long forms per week with the objective to nurture his audience. So create these 3 sales, I know I said 2, but create these 3 sales assets, and then continue to post 2 to 3 pieces of long form every single week. Okay, I'm not saying just make these 3 and leave it. No, you want to be consistent, minimum 1 long form per week, and I need to kind of take that advice on board myself. But for example, here are the 3 you need to convert. So a my story video, so essentially your hero's journey. So just search up hero's journey on actually, if you want these frameworks for these content assets, message me on Instagram and I'll send you over a Notion document with the exact frameworks you can use, and I'll give you like the script frameworks for the my story, for the VSL, and for the case study. Okay, if you already know how to create these. And another point here is, roughly it takes around 7 hours worth of content consumption for someone to go from a cold follower to a trustworthy buyer. Very unlikely someone's going to come onto your page with a follower ad, come onto your page, see your reels, and then just pay 5k for your offer. Okay, very, very, very unlikely. That's why short form content industries don't really convert, because short form content and even long form content is just a nurture mechanism to get your cold follower to a trustworthy buyer. So let's just put it in perspective, okay? Let's say you post 1 reel a day, that's 1 minute long, and this is on the very high end. Usually reels are like 20 to 40 seconds, so I'm giving reels the benefit of the doubt. 1 reel every day for 30 days, that's 30 minutes of watch time. In a whole month, you only get someone to consume 30 minutes worth of content, and you need them to get to that 7 hours. You know, it's 7 hours give or take. Then 12 YouTube videos, which is, let's say, 12 minutes. That's kind of on the high end. For example, this one's going over 21 minutes. But if you post 3 YouTube videos a week, that's 2 hours and 40 minutes of watch time. Okay, so you can kind of see the comparison here. So the middle funnel is the most essential part of the process, and a huge chunk of your current audience will be in the nurturing process. And this is essentially the buyer's journey all 20 of Johnny's clients actually went through. So they were a new follower, they seen some of his reels, and by the way, I'm not saying don't post reels every day, because you kind of need to get in these people's top of mind, and that's the way you funnel them into your YouTube. So new follower, we paid for this follower with the follower ad. He's an ideal client. He then goes to the reels, learns more about him, more reels. He sees his stories, he sees client results, case studies, client interviews, and he sees a link for the YouTube long form. Okay, he gets funneled to the long form, watches, let's say, 5 videos that are 20 minutes. Johnny then reaches out to him via DM, or this client comes inbound after maybe a CTA on the long form content or a lead magnet. He DMs him, and then he becomes a buyer. So this is the buyer's journey, okay? And it's a little bit like Russell Brunson's value ladder, where you're just giving them more value as the ladder goes up. And as you give more value, the trust then goes up, and then that's when they become a buyer. People will be willing to buy your product if you can get them an ROI, if you have client results, and the way in which you manifest confidence in your followers in the nurturing process is through content, is through long form content, and then they become a buyer. That's why it's super important to dial in your lead nurture process. Okay, and essentially the goal of the middle funnel is to start conversations right here, and this just fast tracks them to becoming a buyer. And if you have great messaging and really speak to your ideal client, they will come to your DMs and say, hey Johnny, just binged through all of your content. I really loved it, watched all your videos. Or, hey Johnny, I really resonated with your story. Funnily enough, I'm in the exact same position as you were, let's say 5 years ago when you were struggling with your business. I really need your help with this because I've seen you've went through the hero's journey. You've overcame the adversities yourself. Please show me how to do it. And I hopped on a call with Johnny and he said his best clients watch through all of his YouTube videos, and he could tell in the conversation process that these leads were actually watching his videos. I don't know, I didn't ask him how he knew, but they probably used some language, or they probably referred to some points in his journey in the call or in the DMs or something like that. And I just kind of explained that there. And another crazy thing of lead nurture is you can convert people who aren't even ready to buy right now today in just a matter of time, in let's say 3 to 6 months. And another crazy story of Johnny. This is how powerful lead nurture is, and this is why, very quickly, this is why this style of marketing, this style of building an audience, nurturing them, and then buying is way better than direct response. Because if Johnny had a direct response ad where they either had to buy in the moment or leave, he wouldn't have closed this guy for multiple 4 figures on his offer. So Johnny was speaking to a new prospect, which he could help, okay? He followed from the follow ad, but the prospect wasn't financially ready to actually commit to his program, and he wasn't really sure if it would work out. So there's a financial issue here, and there's a trust issue as well. He doesn't think his program's gonna give him an ROI. Then towards the end of the conversation, Johnny said, that's no problem. Here's a link to a couple of my YouTube videos. I think this will be really valuable to you at this point in time. Click on that video and actually go through some of my YouTube content, and hopefully you can kind of see results from that. And he just left it. And when you do send people to YouTube, just kind of leave it. They'll come back to you, and this is exactly what happened. So he binged through all of Johnny's content. He watched, let's say, 350 minutes of a video to learn insurance. He watched the best online business to start. Obviously that's going to be insurance for Johnny. He watched don't make these mistakes. He watched why Johnny started selling insurance. He watched, how Johnny scaled his insurance business to 40k a month without buying leads. And once you watch through all of this, you trust him, you understand the story, you'd know his processes in and out, and he's broken your beliefs. Straight after he watched these videos, and obviously this wasn't the same day, it must have been a few weeks or maybe a couple of months, he dropped Johnny a message again and said he's ready to buy his program. And the funny thing is, he actually sold some stocks that he was invested in to buy his program. So a lot of the time, it's not really a financial thing, it's more of a trust thing. Because if you could pay someone, let's say 5k, in exchange for a 50k business, anybody, if you had 1k in your bank, you would find a way, if it was guaranteed, to pay 5k to get a 50k business. Okay, and this is what Johnny did. This prospect now believes, Johnny switched the belief to thinking, to letting the prospect know that essentially his program is the golden ticket in his business. And a huge part of the middle funnel is just getting people ready to buy. And this is also starting conversations with everyone who's engaging in your profile, whether that be on Instagram, likes, comments, stories, reactions, follows, everything. So if you've done cold outreach in the past, this is the complete opposite to cold outreach. This is a warm outreach to an audience who already knows who you are and trusts you. Earlier on, I said actually starting conversations is the goal in the middle of the funnel. The DM is just a massive way to fast track the nurturing process and actually get prospects ready to buy and make a decision in the end of the conversation, okay? And here is a little visual representation of the appointment setting process. This video is going to be super long and my phone's about to run out, but you can take a screenshot of this, or if you want, I can just send you over this Canva presentation on Instagram. If you message me, I'll send it over to you, but you can pause this video right here and look at the appointment setting process. And this is how we get people to get on a call with us And this is also how we funnel people into our YouTube that came from our Instagram. Okay, so take a screenshot of that. And some key rules here: just have a normal conversation, diagnose their problem in the DM, and then offer to solve it on a call. So find inefficiencies in your prospects process, and then offer to solve it on a call. And again, when you screenshot this, you'll kind of understand that yourself. But let's say they're not interested. The whole goal of this is to get people to watch the YouTube. And this is exactly what happened with that guy who sold the stocks. He wasn't interested. He didn't trust Johnny, didn't have money to invest. Just send him over to the YouTube, and over time, let's say in a couple months, couple weeks, maybe half a year, he will buy. And he sold the stocks. He completely trusted him. And again, screenshot this, or I can send it over to you on Instagram if you drop me a message. Go through this, and this is the segue to actually linking people to your YouTube. So, for example, let's say they don't trust your offer. They have no money to invest. YouTube will nurture them over time. They believe your offer is going to solve their problem. Okay, now if they have no money to invest, if your free stuff is good, what will happen is they will get results with your free content, and then they'll come to you and your program to learn more. So if you get them results with your free content, whenever you implement something, there's going to be a problem. So for example, for short form content agencies, they come into your business, they offer to edit your short form content. So what is the problems that this actually arises? Short form content ideas, that's a problem. Distribution is a problem. Lead conversion is a problem. Going viral is a problem. So you started off with the key piece of information around short form content, and it branched out into different problems, and then they will come to you for the problem. Okay, so let's just say if I was a short form content agency and all I've done was content editing, and I showed you optimize your editing like this, do this, put the hook here, hook here, and you got results, but you had a problem with ideation, all the stuff I listed before, you'd then come to me to solve your problem. Okay, and this is why long form content works especially well. Let's say they don't have any problems, which is quite egotistical. Usually everybody does have a problem, everyone should have a coach. But once they apply the new information, they're going to experience new problems and then come back to you for the solution. I said that before, but I could go on, but hopefully you understand the idea on why long form content is so powerful. And then with the content you're posting on your reels, with the content you're posting on your stories, your YouTube, we followed an 80-20 content rule. So 80% of the content, this is pretty broad. If you're offering a coaching offer, right, there's hundreds of people offering exactly what you offer, if not better. They have better case studies than you, more clients, better program, but you can still outcompete with them. And the way in which you outcompete with them is following this 80% rule. Okay, so 80% of your content is pretty broad. It's not specific at all. And this is where you post content about your story, your core values, you give free value, you talk about your own interests, and then I put interest here again as a mistake. And then 20% is your offer, niche specific stuff, talking specifically to who you're targeting. So this could be, client results, leveraging client results, like I'm leveraging this right now. I'm not talking about myself, I'm not talking about my story, my values. I'm just leveraging client results. Okay, so this is you're watching a 20% piece in the 80%, 80-20 rule. Also listing out common pain points and how to solve them, and then your offer. Your offer could be, let's say, a VSL, selling your offer as a process, okay? And we do this because anyone can copy your exact offer, but the way in which you differentiate yourself is talking about the 80% stuff, okay? So when you put your values, beliefs out there, your clients are going to resonate with you, and this is going to give you a huge competitive edge over your clients because you're playing to the strength of who you are as a person. Nobody is Johnny, nobody is Aaron, nobody believes what I believe, has my core values, has my, again, beliefs, outlook on business, on content. So I can leverage that, and no one else can speak about that as well as in the way that I do. And people, let's say prospects, are going to come to me and resonate with me on a subconscious level, and they will want to work with me over someone who, let's say, has more case studies, has been in the game longer, but they just resonate with who I am. And for example, for me, every program, every coach, every mentor, everybody I've bought from in the space, I've just resonated with them. I don't care 9 times out of 10 about if they've got loads of case studies, loads of results. If I really resonate with them and I genuinely think that they can solve my problem, I'll invest. Okay, obviously it's different for other people, but you see exactly how this actually works. And then lastly, in the middle of funnel is stories. Okay, so post 3 to 5 stories every single day, so they kind of resonate with who you are. And here are just some ideas. Post your day to day, link to your reels, your polls, link to your client results, link to YouTube, offer questions. You can do a mini Q&A and hand raisers too, so these people come inbound to you. Okay, and then that's the whole middle of funnel. Implement all of that at the same time. I know it's a lot of information, but you can kind of rewatch for this video, and I'll send you over some assets if you message me about the appointment setting process, the content cadence, and you just create those free assets at the start too. Okay, so bottom of funnel, all the heavy lifting is done in the top and middle of funnel, but here is a really simple bottom of funnel structure. Okay, so the bottom of funnel, the goal of the bottom of funnel is to just start conversations and get people to message you and convert everyone on a call. I spoke about using warm outbound to convert prospects into booked calls, but we can also optimize for inbound DMs and bring clients to us. These are going to be the easiest to convert clients. They're probably going to be your best clients because they trust you, they're bought into your mechanism, and it's kind of just a case of sending over a invoice and they'll pay. And the way in which you do this is, let's say, a lead magnet. So you've probably seen a ton of videos out there saying, comment the word video, and I'll send you over a free training on how to help their clients scale to 0 to 44K in 30 days. So for example, for me, what I could do is I could say, here's a really simple process that I use to scale one of my clients to 44K in a single month. We followed XYZ, we implemented 1, 2, 3. Comment the word video, and I'll actually send you over this exact case study document that you can take some information and implement it into your own business. And these are warm leads who are interested in your offer. Next is also adding CTAs in your content too. Adding CTA for, let's say, every 1 to 10 pieces of content you actually post. So for example, book a call, message me, comment the word, all that sort of stuff. You know what a call to action is, okay? And lastly, the power of this funnel, the sheer power of this funnel, right, it is a massive positive feedback loop. And this is why, without a doubt in my mind, Johnny's going to scale to 7 figures, and I'll remake a case study on how we scaled him to $1 million a year. So once you implement that funnel, you get 2 outcomes. You get cash off the client and you get client results. Okay, you can now leverage the client results in the top of funnel. The way in which you do this is, say, if you're a XYZ client, here are 3 steps I took one of my clients through to achieve the specific result you offer. That's how you can leverage it in top of funnel. You can leverage client results and case studies, interviews. You can create interviews with your client. You can make a VSL around your offer and link in client results. You can break down your process. You can put results on your story. You can run retargeting ads, and you can also do this on a lead magnet. I just told you how I could lead magnet this document right here, and this is based off a client result. Then you get cash, and then you reinvest the cash into the top of funnel ads. What happens when you put more cash into the top of funnel ads? You get more client results, and you get more cash to leverage in the funnel. Johnny's at 20 clients. Imagine leveraging 20 different client results. Imagine leveraging 20 different clients' cash to reinvest back into the funnel. And obviously, we can get into the law of diminishing returns, where his ad spend doesn't then directly correlate with the outcome of the clients, but there will be a sweet spot there, and then that's when you just go into leverage the client results in the funnel. So that is essentially a brief overview, and I wrote brief here. I thought this was going to be a 20-minute video. It's a 40-minute case study, and this is exactly what we've done to help Johnny implement into his coaching business for him to scale up to 44K a month from complete scratch in 30 days. So you can implement this, watch for this twice over, implement everything, and I will guarantee that you will reach the results he's actually getting with his coaching business. And if you're any service-based business, this is what you need to be implementing. So lastly, if you're interested in us coming into your coaching business or service business and implementing this exact funnel completely done for you, from the ad scripting, the content frameworks, the distribution, the editing, completely done for you, You can drop me a message on Instagram and I will get back to you. Or again, if you have any questions about the process, about kind of anything, you can message me on Instagram and I'll get back to you. This is my @ here. It will also be in the YouTube bio. Click on that, drop me a message. Or if you just want to book a call and see if this actually makes sense for you, you can go in and book a call in the description, and I can learn a little bit more about your business and see, if something like this actually works for you. So that was the next steps. Thank you for taking a watch through to the very end. I know it was a extremely long video, but hopefully you actually found some value. I really appreciate it. Bye.